Hey, and we're back. I'm just trying to make sure everything is on and we are good to go. Hoping you're liking some music here. Hope everyone's having a great day, had a great weekend, all the good stuff. I'm Jenna Vargas calling in here and joining live from Tampa, Florida. Thanks for joining us for today's topic and broadcast. All about from burnout to breakthrough, how prioritizing self-care can propel you towards success. Okay. I'm your host, Jenna Vargas, and I'm excited to be here with you all to talk today about the importance of self-care in our professional lives. And that obviously crosses over to our personal lives as well. And sometimes we just need a little bit of that reminder to keep that front of mind and to shift the mindset that it's so important. Before we can take care of others, we have to make sure we prioritize ourselves and our self-care, okay? So let's start with the basics. What is self-care? Let's put that on the board, on the questions. That's a $1 million question today. What is self-care, you ask? Let's get into it. Simply put, it's the practice of taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. It means making time for the things that really bring us that joy and that spark and that energy, and really taking steps to reducing any stress and preventing burnout. That could be on the home front, that could be on the business front, that could be on the career front, okay? And it's essential to our overall well-being, both, like I said, in the personal lives and our professional lives. There's very much harmony. We're crossing over into both sectors. So we got to always keep that in mind. So we all know that work can be stressful. Also, being maybe a parent, a caregiver, caretaker, can be a little stressful. And sometimes it can feel like there's not enough time in the day to get things done. I know for myself, I have to remind myself there's plenty of time in the day. I just have to time block and prioritize and stay hyper-focused on those priority items. It means making time for things that, again, bring us joy, taking steps to reducing stress and preventing burnout. All right, so we all know that work can be stressful, and sometimes it feels like there's just not enough time in the day. Raise your hand, put in the comments where you're watching live from, and if you feel me on that one, give me a high five, a wave, a something. Hey, Mom, thanks for joining. Give a shout out in the comments section if you agree that sometimes you feel like there's just not enough time in the day. But here's the thing, taking care of yourself is not a luxury. So we're talking all about self-care today and prioritizing that to find success in other areas of life. It's a necessity. And when you prioritize self-care, I know this is for myself as well, it can really help us become more successful in our careers, relationship, our finances, our, what else? All the different areas of the whole wheel of life, right? So the list could go on, have kind of the crossover, but it definitely starts with self-care. So today we're going to be talking about how self-care can help you achieve breakthroughs in your career and what steps you take to prioritize and how you can prioritize starting today with self-care. So first things first, the benefits of self-care. And I'm sure you're like, oh, heard about self-care, have kind of put it on the back burner. I either can't afford to, I don't want to invest in that. It could be something totally simple, totally free, totally inexpensive, kind of shifting that mindset. So what can it do for you, you ask? First things first, it can help prevent burnout. Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion that simply happens when we're under a lot of stress for a long period of time. And it's becoming increasingly common in the workplace. And I know definitely, depending on your chapter of life or the challenges that you're going through, you may put it on the back burner, but it's something we need to definitely, myself included, keep it front of mind, right? Because when we make self-care a priority, we can reduce our risk of burnout, and we'll also be better equipped to manage stress and recognize any anxieties, depression, etc. And you'll have more energy and resilience you need and we need to navigate challenges and setbacks. So that's key. Self-care can also help improve your performance at work and also in the home and in your personal life. So when taking care of yourself, you're better able to focus and think creatively, I know for myself, and make better decisions. We're also more likely to have a positive attitude and can-do mindset. That can-do mindset really shifts to be able to prioritize, stay focused, and overcome adversities, which can also make you a valuable asset to your team, your organization, your family, your business, etc. I'm going to take a pause. If you want to comment and chime in where you're calling in from, where you're watching the live from, the live broadcast, would love to hear from you. Let's take a look here. The second piece here is overcoming barriers to self-care. Definitely, if there's any questions, let me put here. If there's any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. It'll be a shorter session today. I have 2 of the 3 kiddos home. I'm gonna run and get my little guy after this. So overcoming barriers to self-care. What this looks like is, you might be thinking, but I don't have time for self-care, right? I have all these to-dos, all these priorities, maybe little people, aging parents, a number of people, looking for you and your attention and your time. And I get it. We all lead busy lives, and it's hard to really find the time to prioritize for ourselves. But the truth is, self-care doesn't have to be time-consuming, expensive, or complicated. That's what I was saying earlier. There are simple things we can do every day to take care of ourselves, even if we are busy, right? How can we kind of overcome that and shift the mindset to prioritize that? So here are a few ideas. I'm going to take this off here. Here's a few ideas for you. Take breaks throughout the day, even if it's just a 5-minute stretch, walk, or some deep breathing to really make a difference. Set boundaries. This is something I'm learning now in my late 30s. Don't be afraid to say no to things that don't serve you or your goals. So really prioritizing that time and energy for the things that matter most. There's nothing worse than at the end of the day, you're depleted and your energy's depleted and you just can't even show up for your family. And you're really drained and doing things you really don't enjoy. So throughout the day, that can be very overwhelming, very cumbersome, very disheartening after a while. Practice mindfulness. So this can be as simple as taking a few minutes to meditate, do some breathing exercises. Mindfulness can help you reduce stress and improve focus and clarity. Another thing that a girlfriend and I like to do is either journaling, devotions, prayer time, really just that meditation and that quiet time for reflection. Understanding and being self-aware and having time for self-reflection allows for us to kind of look into our subconscious and allow that to kind of come front of mind of what we're thinking, why we're doing it, if there's anything else that should be more of a front of mind top priority. Let me put on the next topic here, putting self-care into action. So how do we do that, you ask? How do we really put that into action? It's one thing to understand the benefits and the barriers, but it's another thing entirely to actually start making changes. So a few things that might be able to help is identifying your self-care needs. There are a number of them, but taking the time to identify which activities really bring you joy and that spark and help you relax and recharge. For me, it could be going for a simple walk in the sunshine. It could be getting my nails done. It could be going for a facial massage. Some of them are going to be free. Some are going to be a small investment. Definitely check out Groupon. This could be anything from taking a walk outside to spending time with loved ones or indulging in a special hobby you might enjoy. I also love photography. So that's something, capturing photos of the family or the kids or something special like that. The next thing is creating a self-care plan. This is something I'm going to start implementing into my routine and into my bi-weekly and monthly scheduling. Once you identify your self-care needs, we really want to create a plan to incorporate them into our daily routine, even if it's small time blocking. So I always block out midday, a good 1 hour. It doesn't have to be, it could be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but at least a good chunk of time to get my body get moving, kind of slow down a sec, hit the pause button, etc. It's just a little bit of free self-care time. Okay. The next piece here is, let me just look. Another good thing is scheduling self-care activities in your calendar, such as reminders to take a break throughout the day. Like I said, that's how I do it with time blocking and finding ways to integrate self-care into your workday. So everybody's might look a little bit different, but just being mindful of that. The last piece here is hold yourself accountable. It can be easy to let self-care fall by the wayside when you're busy, stressed, or overwhelmed. It's important to hold yourself accountable. You might even want to get together with a friend and be accountability partners. I have a few girlfriends that we do that on the business side and on the works, the life side. And also finding ways to reward yourself for prioritizing self-care. Remember, self-care is not, it doesn't have to be a luxury. It is absolutely a necessity. So by taking care of yourself, you'd be better equipped, and we are all better equipped to succeed in both work and life by making sure we're prioritizing our mental, physical, and emotional well-being. So definitely feel free to comment where you're watching live from. If you have any questions, Yakaska, thanks for joining from New York City. At some point, just to give you, not to put you on the spot, Yakaska, but if anybody would like to jump on live, have any Q&A, networking, collaboration, definitely all for it. And that's the cool thing about StreamYard, is that I could totally bring people on screen and we can have live conversations versus it just being me doing all the talking and have people in the comments. I'm just looking here on Instagram as well if we had anybody else with questions or shout outs. Okay, very good. So I did want to give you, I'm going to put in the chat box, love to continue the conversation. I'm a little short for time today, going to go get my little guy, but let's definitely continue the conversation. I'm going to put in my 15-minute discovery Zoom chat in the comment section. If you do want to schedule some one-on-one time together, feel free to do so. Unless there's any other questions, this is a quick just reminder about the importance of self-care, for myself included. We can totally continue the conversations in the comment section. If you'd like to schedule a 15-minute one-on-one, totally welcome. Thank you so much for engaging and tuning in today. And until next time, I will see you around.